Uniform November, November, caution wake turbulence.
Copy that, Uniform November, November.
Jack at 975, full length Charlie, runway 14, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, Jack at 975.
From the Wright brothers to the moon and beyond. How far we have travelled since 1903 in our passionate pursuit of human flight. And the coming decades will test the aviation industry like never before as the world's population heads towards 7.5 billion people, all of them on the move. The fleets and aircraft are also getting bigger, matched only by the demand for people to pilot them. It's a need we identified a long time ago. Airways Aviation has been purpose-built to train the next generation of commercial pilots against the spectacular backdrop of Australia's Sunshine State, Queensland. The Academy's hangars and operational bases are located on the Gold and Sunshine coasts of Queensland, Australia, at either end of over 200 kilometres of pristine coastline, shouldered by volcanic ridges and ranges, rich in biodiversity and set against the endless backdrop of the Pacific Ocean.
Learning to fly on the Gold Coast is absolutely phenomenal. There have been that many days when I've been flying down south towards Byron Bay or up north over the islands, and you just, as you can see, sometimes you just don't know what to say. It's just that, it's breathtaking. And especially when you fly up the coastline up towards the other school up at Caloundra, you can fly along the coastline at 500 feet or 1,000 feet and look at all the manta rays and the sharks and all sorts of sea life there. And you see whales just cruising along. If you're a keen surfer, you can check out where all the good surf breaks are and where it's working at the moment.
444, wind 150 degrees, 14 knots, cleared to land.
Airways Aviation competes on an international stage. Our curriculum extends to Australian CASA and European EASA licensing standards. Here, students meet and mix with cadets from all over the world, studying and training in state-of-the-art facilities, while also being exposed to all aspects of commercial aviation, from maintenance through to charter. Here, we've designed a truly state-of-the-art aviation academy, integrated with modern hangars, set at a busy international airport.
Gold Coast Tower, good afternoon, Go Cat 975 is ready.
Jack at 975, Gold Coast Tower.
These are diverse flying environments, including controlled and non-controlled airspace.
Tower 444, clear visual approach.
Expect warm summers and mild winters, making for ideal flying conditions for most of the year.
Tower 408, Gold Coast Tower, continue approach.
On the Gold Coast, Airways Aviation is based at the Gold Coast International Airport, where all the big national carriers run gates, voted Major Airport of the Year and the winner of the Best Regional Airport and Staff Service Excellence Awards. Gold Coast International is an absolutely ideal place to learn. On the Sunshine Coast, we're headquartered at Caloundra. Australia has an aviation industry like no other in the world. Super heavy, long-range, wide-body Boeing 777s share corridors and runways with 72 and 737 commuters, along with executive jets, the smallest of light aircraft, commercial cargo, sightseeing flights, and military and emergency medical.
Uniform November, maintain 1,500.
It's not only scenic and it's beautiful, but you're learning to fly at an international airport. Right from day one, you're out mixing it up with 737s and big commercial airliners.
Thank you, and maintain separation with the A320, caution any wake turbulence, thanks.
And you're dealing with a proper tower, so you're learning how to communicate with the tower. There's a lot of traffic here, so a lot of planes moving around. You get thrown in the deep end a bit, but it's good because it means when you go to the smaller aerodromes, it's not so much of a challenge.
Just caution, I see a flock of birds just going between you and the threshold.
Classrooms, briefing rooms, crew areas, simulators, rooms to study, and plenty of room to relax. This is a flight training facility finished like no other, overlooking busy aprons, taxiways and runways.
Uniform November, cleared to land.
Plenty of space to go off by yourself and have the privacy to do your study. There's big areas where you can, have your classes, obviously, when you do your theory course. Really good facilities, an amazing lounge for the students to sit there and, have your lunch or read your book and watch the planes come and go. It's an excellent facility.
Clear for takeoff, runway 14, Go Cat 975.
We have a modern and diverse fleet of aircraft and a highly qualified team of instructors backed by decades of experience. From theory to flight line, Our pass rates are excellent.
Big day today. After a year of hard work and study, I had my commercial flight test. Not much sleep last night. Had a lot of time in the books, trying to get ready for it and make sure I know everything back to front and sideways again. And paid off. In fact, got back from the flight, kind of felt like, was that it? Felt like it should have been harder. But then the instructor said, well, you know, if you feel like the test went easy, then you're ready for it.
Oscar Papa Golf, control service terminated, frequency change approved.
Today, we're one of the largest facilities of its kind in the Southern Hemisphere, a government-approved and registered training organisation, RTO, and a Commonwealth Register of Institutions and Courses for Overseas Students provider. Airways Aviation is the only flight training academy in Australia providing ground theory school plus flight training in aeroplanes and helicopters from private to commercial, from single to multi-engine command instrument rating. As the world's aviation industry strains under the increasing demand for more and more pilots, Airways Aviation is perfectly positioned to meet the challenges of on-time, quality commercial training in a country world-renowned for its uncompromising safety standards.
441, contact approach.
Airways Aviation meets a global demand with training academies in Australia, United Kingdom, Montenegro and the United Arab Emirates.
At the commercial level, there's a greater expectation on you being a professional pilot and you're getting everything right, because now you're flying for money, you're flying passengers, you're flying cargo, and when people are paying you big money to get you from A to B on time and to move their freight for you on time and to do it as efficiently as possible, you've got to get it right. You've got to be operating at a high standard. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of stress that goes into it, a fair bit of anxiety, but all you can do is prepare the best you can for it. Come along, give it a go.
At both bases, we also undertake extensive fixed-wing and rotary training for students for overseas police and military forces.
Jacket 975, contact approach. Roger, Jacket 975, today.
Train for one of the best jobs in the world, in one of the best parts of the world.
My experience with Airways Aviation has been fantastic. The instructors that I've had to deal with have been fantastic. You know, they push you hard, really make you do the hard yards, but you need that and you be thankful for it when you come out the other end. Train hard, fight easy, and that really rings true for learning to be a pilot. If you train hard and challenge yourself and set yourself high standards, it pays off at the other end.
The environment and atmospherics all add up to a top score for Australia's leading aviation academy. It was Albert Einstein who said, "Wisdom is not a product of schooling, but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it." Airways Aviation. Be the pilot, not the passenger.
Thanks. He's staying put there. Runway 14 cleared for takeoff.